Hi there, guys. Um, Hope my fan blowing is not a distraction for the video. Get I get hot. So, but anyway, guys, I wanted to talk this morning about it's about a video, but it's actually about um something that I'd already been wanting to talk about, but since it does kind of tie in, I'm going to go ahead and tie it all in. Um, so some of you may have seen, I don't do a whole lot of like stitching my videos with other stuff. One reason is because I really have not learned how to do that yet, and that's one of the things that I uh, am behind on. Uh, but um, There is a video going around. A lot of you may have seen it already, where there's an elder lady who is talking with a guy, his his um his girlfriend, and it seems as if they may have about two children. Um, so basically, at the end of the day, I'm sure, like I say, many of you have probably already seen that video and have your opinions and so forth. Um, at the end of the day, the video, if you have not seen it, the video is basically a black woman, black man. Everybody's black. The elder lady is a black elder lady. And um, basically, I guess the guy started videotaping somewhere already in the middle of the exchange of what was going on. Honestly, I feel like he even made the recording because he felt like he was being treated unfairly. Now, at the end of the day, like I said, it's just so many ways to just completely dissect this video. Um, but in my opinion, I really feel like uh, this guy thought he should have some type of sympathy given to him. But I really don't. I hope he realizes by now that it has really made him look really, really bad. Um, However, I truly, truly believe the woman who was with him and his woman was really actually as bad as he was. And to be very, very honest, my exchange isn't, I mean, it's about the video, but my reasoning for wanting to do this video is because some comments that I made on a social media platform that was talking about this video, showing this video with a woman who kept talking about compassion and love, and you're not being, you're not understanding, and the whole thing. And so her and I got pretty much into this really long exchange where her delusion was just off the charts. um and I really feel like it was a very not sincere and genuine thing that she was doing. I think she really realized and knew that this guy basically was full of shit. Because at the end of the day, I call this behavior coddling. I feel like it's coddling. I feel like we as black women as a whole, uh, other women as well, but mostly we as black women really, really need to take accountability for the many, many decades, probably centuries, of coddling grown men and not making them be responsible. Uh, and so anyway, this lady continued to go back and forth with me on me not being sensitive, me not understanding, um, and so forth. I won't get into the whole entire thing because there was a little conversation about something else that happened on the platform, but I don't want to really talk about that part. But she and I didn't agree on that either. Anyway, it's a problem. It's a huge problem. And getting back to the video, I truly believe not only him, I think he was using more guilt, but the girlfriend, I think they were both trying to manipulate this lady. I think they were trying to take advantage of this lady. I think that they were uh at some point I think they were trying to bully the lady. They're really trying to bully her and really, really, really use some guilt on this lady. I really believe that. In my opinion, I think the elder lady, uh, she reminds me of myself in a way because very soft spoken, very non confrontational, and not. I really don't think that that couple family um, really thought that she was going to turn any of them away. A couple of things that the lady said in the video was she did bring up the fact that one of the things she brought up that was really, really key for me was that she said that they hadn't even called. Like y'all just kind of came over here, And, to me, them just coming over there was I'm looking at the idea that they probably have gotten a lot of help from this lady already. She seems to be very, very familiar with the children. And so it seems as if maybe she has been some type of babysitter or something like that of some sort. But whoever she is a help to this family and has been a help. And I truly, really believe that they took that for granted. I think they took um, her kindness, her generosity, her love, her probably even using children to guilt this woman into like letting them all stay there. Whereas the woman, the older woman, who I completely agree with, um, was very willing to take the woman and the children, but don't want that man in her house. And I first of all, at the end of the day, it's her choice. Period. Like she doesn't even need to give an explanation as to why. But they really tried to guilt her and get her to say something bad, negative, whatever. Because the one of the things that bothered me, the woman was like, the girlfriend was like, well, why? Like, what's like the real reason? Is it just because he's him, or just, And that is a very slick, sly way of trying to get this woman to say, because at the end of the day, she knew that this dude was a bum. He didn't even have a job. You know what I'm saying? And I really truly believe maybe, I don't know this elder woman's history with this man or this relationship or this whatever. It's no telling this younger woman may have come to this elder woman a few times, about this dude or because of this dude. You know what I'm saying? We don't know the history behind this real situation as to why the woman uh, just really don't want him in her house. And at the end of the day, like I said, she don't have to have a reason. It's her house. It's her decision. Period. Point blank. If she just don't want him there, just because she just don't want him there, just because she don't want a man or not, just because he wear red tennis shoes, just because he had on a pink shirt, whatever. Like it doesn't matter. Is my point. The reason why she didn't. And so them really trying to pressure her to like say something negative about him was just, that was very manipulative. That was very manipulative of that woman. I felt like, see, that right there would have pissed me off with her. Um, so much in this video. The fact that this dude was finna leave, which really he wasn't doing nothing but playing games. That's all he was doing. He was still playing the whole guilt game with this older lady. Oh man, I'm just finna leave. No, 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 man, I'm just finna go. I'm just finna go. I don't know where I'm finna go, but I'm just finna go. It was all bullshit and guilt and manipulation and all that. But then the girlfriend goes, no, no, you gonna stay. You gonna stay. You gonna stay here with us. You'll stay. I'm just like, that right there would have caused me to say, you go with him. You go with him. I will keep the children. You know, your children are here. They're safe. They're gonna be fed. They're gonna be taken care of. Y'all can leave the children here, but you take your ass with him, because that right there, completely. That was just like basically F what you just said. Basically F everything you just said. He gonna stay. I mean that, like I say, that right there would have been like, yeah, no, you can go with him. I mean, if you're that concerned, if you care that much, then you go with him wherever y'all gonna go. But I mean, it just, and it's like the elder lady was saying, y'all ain't got no plan. Like, y'all didn't think this through. Y'all didn't. I really truly believe, and can't nobody tell me anything different. I truly believe that these people really seriously just assumed that this woman, they was going to show up on this woman's door and basically once again guilt and manipulate her into, oh well, my god, I can't turn these people away, like y'all, you know and I really seriously think they took that ish for granted and felt like they was just gonna have some more to say. Oh well, I had to pay my car note and I had to buy some groceries and I had to. Everybody got to do that every single week. Like, everybody got to do that. You having to do all these different things, and oh, we just got behind. I don't know how y'all effed up y'all money. I don't know if the real truth is that because he is not working or what. And matter of fact, she don't seem like she was working. I think she said something about it was going to take her at least 2 weeks um to get a job and the whole neither one of them have a job. How do you just go to somebody with no and tell people to take care of me, take me into your house, your comfort, where your bills are paid, where you have to buy your food, where you have to make sure your gas and your water and all these things are on. Let me come in there and stay with you, and I'm not, basically I don't have anything to contribute except for thank you. Who does that? A lot of people do that. But at the end of the day, you know, I really believe that they really seriously just took for granted that this woman was going to do this, And I say the woman reminds me of myself because I have had that many times in my life where people just assume because I am nice, sweet, kind, whatever, and I do and I give and I act on behalf of and all of these things, and so they just assume stuff. And then they get shocked when there is a boundary or when I say no, or I can't, or I'm not, and they want to be shocked and appalled. But once again, never looking at the fact of what they're bringing or trying to contribute, or you're bringing. Do you know how much trauma and all of this stuff that y'all are really seriously going to bring to this woman's house by just laying up on this woman like that? And ain't now one of y'all got shit. Like, this woman is basically, because y'all don't have a job, going to have to deal with both of y'all for the most of the majority of her day because y'all ain't got nowhere to go. Because more than likely, y'all gonna it's gonna be some bullshit about y'all even getting up, going and doing the job search. It's gonna be some bullshit behind that too. And a week, like the wife proposed, which is really bullshit. She was just trying to get him in there for a week because the older woman, already said so. The children and the lady could stay here, and the mom could stay here for as long as they like. So that was already a given. So a week, a month, you just trying to get your dude up in here. And once that woman would have agreed to that or been manipulated into agreeing to that, a month was going, 2 weeks was going, I apologize, a week was going to turn into 2 weeks. 2 weeks were going to turn into the month, like she threw out. That month was going to turn into to 2 months and 6 months, because then it was going to be, well, he'd been trying to find a job, but his cousin didn't come and take him to the interview. They was going to do this, but then they had a flat tire, and so then we had to make sure that and it was going to be excuse after excuse after excuse, and this woman is no fool. This woman ain't no fool. But um, so as far as the conversation that I was having, basically I wasn't even having no conversation with this lady. I was agreeing and or disagreeing or whatever, which most of it was agreement with the social media platform that I was on. And this woman kept on coming with her old compassion and, oh, well, we don't know what kind of upbringing this guy had, and how his parents failed him and didn't raise him properly, and that's not his fault, and we have to understand. And you know, you can't just judge people. You have to have compassion. And one of the first things I asked this lady was, would you let a big old grown ass man just stay up, just live up off you like that for no reason? And of course, she dodged the question and went on and on and on, and all this bullshit about, his parents failing and all this. And finally, I told this woman, I said, I said, at the end of the day, you are making a lot of assumptions, and you're showing compassion to a situation by the things that you are formulating in your own mind. No, we don't have any history of this man's parents or upbringing. We don't have any history that this man has had a rough childhood. We don't have any. We don't have really have anything about this man's background. Of course, we got his social media name and page and all that kind of stuff. And you can surmise, but you don't know the truth. And it's like you're being compassionate to this dude based on some shit that you're making up and just saying in your head. You don't know any of that to be true. Um, and she seemed to be a religious woman. So I told her, I said, if let's take that route. Let's take the route, the fact that the Bible, let's take the route that the Bible says even that a man that doesn't provide for his own is worse than an infidel. Let's go with that for a moment. This man has got his woman and children in a situation where they are now homeless. He has no prospects of a job or anything like that. And you're basically trying to force somebody to let your family stay with you on the auspices of, oh, it's a family, we need help. I help the women and children, just kind of like the old woman said, yeah, I help them, but you know, I'm not going to help you. I am not going to help you. I'm not going to coddle you. I'm not going to be there for you. I'm not going to, wipe up anything. I'm not going to do that for you. We are in a time. I read an article a few months ago now. Could be maybe even last year or something. Where I read this article about older women. This was maybe a couple of years ago now, because I remember discussing it with someone who hasn't been in my life for maybe 2 to 3 years at this point. So the article is a little older. But I read this article about how older women were like at that time, like doing their own thing. They were deciding um, and women who had been married and in long-term relationships and things like that, not necessarily just older women, but that these women were deciding that they didn't want to do those things for men anymore. They don't want to clean up. They don't want to um, be cooking for nobody. They don't. They want their own time. They don't want to have a man in their house where they're gonna have to be responsible for someone. They want to get up and go and travel and do and be and all these things. And I'm actually going to come back with some with another very great, very inspirational video, probably after this one, because the Spirit was really speaking to me last night on this subject. Well, actually, it was early this morning on this subject about why we're single and what to do in that state of being single. Um, so that's going to be, I'm going to make that after this one. But despite all of that, um, you know, this whole this whole um situation that they were trying to put this woman in, and many people seeing straight through it, especially from the guy's point of view, and the number of people and women who don't see anything wrong with this, you know with this type of behavior, because so often in our culture it has become the norm. It has really become the norm to take care of them, to coddle them, to, oh, the white man won't give them a job, and oh, it's just so unfair out there for black men, and black men, man, they just don't have a chance, and just because they black, the police after them, and everybody shooting them and killing them, and blah blah blah, and all. And it's like, to an extent, yeah, that is a part of our culture. That's a part of being black in America, being a black man in America. But at the end of the day, you can't sit around and use those things as an excuse. There's no whole big thing anymore of where the white man just won't hire the black man just because he black. Like, they're because of affirmative action, because of and we know a lot of that has been skewed over the years. We get that. But at the end of the day, black men can find a job. At the end of the day, black men can get up and go to work. Many of them, especially like him, who calls himself, by the way, and y'all can see it on the video, he calls himself Trick Daddy, which doesn't denote to me a hard-working man who's actually out here trying to take care of his family and get up and go to work every day and hustle and do whatever and all this stuff. That don't denote that to me. That denotes to me a hustler, a player, a game, like, I mean, just a bum who ain't doing nothing, which is really what's going on. Yeah, I don't know his situation and what may have happened in his life and all this, but at the end of the day, there's so many opportunities for you to get up and get a job and do the things that you need to do for your life and to take care of your family. And if you are using your family at the forefront to try to make this woman feel guilty, his first thing when he saw hesitation in that woman should have been, okay, I get it. I understand. I'm gonna sleep in my car. I'm gonna sleep with my buddy. I'm gonna sleep with at anybody, possibly in my family's home or whatever. And you have to look at that. If a person is really out here telling you they ain't got nowhere to go, like, I mean, like, you ain't got no family, like you ain't got nobody that you know that you could stay with, like none of your boys. And see, this is another thing where I have a big issue with men, because men, excuse me, guys, my alarm is going to go off here in a minute, and I just want to be able to shut it off. Men do so much sticking together. Men do so much coming together against women, and that, my boys, my bros over hoes, and all of this stuff. But it's so funny Or when the boy go to jail, or when the boy die, or when the boy have something like a family to take care of. They friends ain't never around. You got to go to some elderly woman and try to guilt trip her into letting you stay there with her. Where are your boys at? Like for real, like where are all your friends at? Like ain't nobody gonna let you stay with them? Like that don't make any sense to me at all. None. I don't understand that situation at all. Like I said earlier, I truly really believe that they really just showed up at this woman's house, as she kind of said in the video, and just assumed that they were all going to be able to stay there and be able to, bullshit her into letting them stay there. And I think that's so wrong. That's so wrong on so many levels. But the fact that that is a cultural part on Black women's behalf in our culture, to speak up for men, to talk to men, to negotiate for men while they just sit back and reap all the benefits, is something we got to stop, because we Black women as a culture are the ones who are continuing this type of behavior, speaking for them, talking for them, acting like they mama, feeding them, taking care of them, providing a place for them. That woman doesn't have any responsibility to anybody except for those children. None. None. This is a grown man who should have been advocating for her, who should have been advocating for his own children, not the other way around. And this is what I'm saying. That is so prevalent in our culture. And we don't understand that those are the things that help make these men lazy, because they know they got somebody on their side. You ever see men who really seriously just sit back and don't say nothing and let the woman talk and let the woman speak and let the woman advocate for them, and they just basically reap all the benefits? Because here's the thing. And I want y'all to think realistically. I don't want y'all to just think that I'm sitting up here just ranting, because I'm really not. And just saying a whole bunch of crap because I hate men or don't like men or whatever. Because there's a lot of people that seem to think that on this on my platform, and apparently it's mostly men. When in reality, I'm just a realist. Uh, and think about the fact. There's my alarm. Think about the fact that many times when a woman is in a bad situation, and especially with children, because we know we have a thing in our culture where it seems there's so many men who don't like at all, just don't even like single women, women with children, single women with children. And how many times they would actually advocate for a single woman with children? Just the number of times, in comparison to the way women would advocate for a man. Now y'all know it's not happening. It's not happening. It's not happening. These men will be like, let that bitch go to the streets. These men will be like, F them kids, they ain't mine. I mean, if we're being honest, we know for the most part that would pretty much be the general consensus, and even from a lot of other Black women. Ain't that well? Well, why she ain't got no job? That's her job, and she need to blah blah blah. We know that's the response that we would get, but when it's a man, well, you don't know what he been through, and you don't know what kind of upbringing he had, and you know, you don't know. I mean, it's hard out here for a Black man, and blah blah blah. You got a million and one excuses for them, but when it comes to a woman, women just got to get up and just make that shit happen. Period. And when we look at it from a real reality point of view, y'all know that I'm right. Y'all know that I'm right. Black women don't get the excuses. Black women don't get the chances. Black women don't get the benefit of the doubt. We don't get that shit. But black men, you will dredge up his dead ancestors to give him an excuse as to why he's in the situation that he's in. A big grown ass man, a big grown ass strong healthy man. Because like I say, he turned the camera on himself a little bit. Um, didn't show his face, but I mean, this man looks strong and healthy, very strong and healthy. And I think it's one of those situations where it is, um, he just probably don't want. And I'm assuming right now. I'm telling you all that I'm just assuming right now that he probably just don't want to go work for the white man, or he just don't want to do no common labor job or whatever. He probably, like a lot of black men, really thinks and feels that he can get more hustling or doing whatever on the street than he would on a 9 to 5, and he just don't want to do that. Now, granted, like I say, I'm just assuming, but I'm just talking about just as a whole, you know? So it's a real huge, huge problem that black women are going to have to stop. Many black women have stopped. Many black women's eyes are open to the fact of that being a huge problem in our culture. Because I'm telling you, those guys, and I was going to make a whole video about that, but I'm just going to throw it all in here together. But those guys sitting around being bummy, not doing nothing, making excuses, continually getting women pregnant, but don't want the responsibility, don't want to be a man, feel entitled, want to guilt trip people. Those are the ones that's out here doing a lot of the crime. Those are the ones who are sitting around every day, not doing shit, watching people going in and out of their apartment because, or homes, because they ain't working. They ain't got shit to do. And so they sitting around watching people, breaking in people's houses, holding people up, carjacking people, hijacking people, stealing checks, committing the crimes because they the ones got the time. A working man, a man who is getting up, going to work every day, and busying himself with the things that a man should be doing, don't have time to sit around and hustle and bullshit and commit crimes. And I'm not. I understand crime. I mean, all it's no general whatever on crime. Anybody's capable of it. But for the most part, when we look at our black community, usually the men who are up, really truly getting up, going to work, taking care of their business, doing what they need to be doing, are not the ones that's sitting around here knocking people in the head, assaulting people, and just out here on just utter bullshit. Those are the ones who are sitting around living with women, living off women, eating her children's food, the food stamps up, staying on her Section 8, staying in her housing, uh, or if she got a job, staying on, while she at work, he got her car, he driving her car, he out here trying to floss in her shit. Basically, my girl taking care of me, but I'm the man of this house. That's I swear to God, that is the reason when I was in Houston, I saw that game. When I was younger and in Houston, I saw that game. There would be men who wanted to come into my life, run my shit in my house where I was paying the bills, where I was getting up going to work every day, where I had my son at that time because my daughter wasn't even born yet. And they wanted to come in my house and run my stuff. Like, yeah, no, 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 no. No, and they took the glasses for granted, and they took the like I said, me, the soft spoken, a little bit naive on a lot of stuff and everything, and kind hearted, nice, and they really seriously thought that I was gonna let them come in my house and just run me and my stuff. Hell no. No, you got a whole not just like with that elderly lady. Like, no, I do have boundaries. I get certain shit. You not gonna just come in here and just run me in my house when I'm the one paying everything, and you sitting up here telling me about being a man and that you lead. And no, no, you're not gonna lead in here. I'm the leader. I am the leader because I'm paying my bills. I got stuff structured and organized the way that I know and that I want it in my house. You don't just come and get to come into my house and operate stuff and run stuff because you are the man. And it's sad because so many men feel that way, that just because they are men, they are the leaders and they get to run stuff and they really seriously feel entitled to this. There are a lot of women, and I used to be one like way back in the day. But there are so many women who carry on that mentality and that philosophy as well that helps to coddle these men. And that is the attitude. Oh, but he the man, he the head, he the leader. That's just it. That's the way God did it. And these are the same damn people who will tell you they don't believe in no Bible, they don't believe in God, they don't follow God. But when they need something to fall back on as an excuse, oh well, the Bible said the man is the head. But you don't go to church, you don't believe in God. There's nothing scriptural, nothing whatever about your life where you're following God's guidance or God's lead or God whatever in anything else except God said man is the head. Oh, so you're gonna fall back on that one. Yeah, okay. Well, what about the working? What about not being mad, mean, and ugly and hateful to people just because you just shouldn't be? What about all the other principles and things in the Bible that you should be living by that you don't live by? You understand what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And so, as I said in closing, women, especially women in our culture, we have to stop. I mean, we can't have another generation of little boys who don't have no labor skills, don't know how to do this, don't know their responsibilities, their roles as men. We gotta stop this. We gotta stop coddling them. We have to stop making these boys think that they just so cute they can't they don't even work, because that's a whole nother problem. That's a whole nother video right there. How we have raised the whole culture of boys who think that they just too damn cute to work. Don't want to work hard, don't want to get their nails broke, got nice soft sweet hands, nice soft sweet skin, like just like a woman, and just don't even feel no obligation to get up and go out and work and do all of this stuff. Why? Because they hear, oh, you so cute. Oh, that little boy. Oh, he's so cute. And oh, he gonna be a heartbreaking. Blah blah blah. And the mama buying him Jordans at 3, at 2, sometimes at baby. Got the little earring in their ear. He got on Gucci from head to toe. He's 6 months old. And he grows up with that shit. Like he grows up with that type of mentality. He feels entitled to have people take care of him like that. Like, what do you expect? And I'm not saying at all that is anything wrong with taking care of your sons and daughters, buying them nice things, buying them expensive things. But at some point, we still, especially in our boys, have to start instilling work ethic, instilling responsibility, instilling accountability. How you a whole grown ass man saying you got a whole damn family and you're not accountable to this family to have a job and to take care of them? You're the first one that they should be looking for. They shouldn't be this woman should not even have the gall to get up and want to try to guilt trip this old lady into letting all of them stay with them, including the man. She shouldn't even have the gall to be able to do that. Like, she should be and feel ashamed. This man should feel ashamed of himself for even having the audacity to think that it's okay to even come to this woman like that. But no, we don't. We don't have no guilt. We want to make her feel guilty. I go, wow, what is it something like about him that you don't like, why you, because see, then if the woman had said something about him personally, then they was gonna go on a campaign of her ass was gonna start defending him. But he didn't so and so, and he did, but he can't help it. And then that was gonna be a whole nother, and that lady, thankfully, was smart enough not to even get into that shit. Just at the end of the day, I don't want him here. He needs to go get a job. Go find him somewhere to stay. Y'all can stay. Y'all can whatever. But as I'm closing, like I say, I don't trust that woman. I don't trust that woman to not try to sneak or have or continue to manipulate that woman into letting that guy stay here. Because then next thing you know, oh, well, he had a car accident and he ain't got nowhere. Well, his parents don't live around here and blah, just any kind of bullshit excuse to get that man to stay there with her because she, as a woman, feels responsible for him and to take care of him when he has absolutely no responsibility for him and his quote unquote family. He don't have no responsibility because you know what he looked at her and said, "Oh, and so you gonna really stay here, knowing that I can't, knowing that I ain't got nowhere to go? You gonna really stay here like that?" And I'm saying to myself, "You selfish ass, like." Are you truly saying that you want the woman and the children to be on the street with you? Like, I mean, are you really truly trying to also guilt her into the fact that, well, I ain't got to go with you. Well, okay, well, ain't none of us gonna stay here. We all gonna be on the street. There's so many unbelievable things about that video. Just so many. There's so many ways you can go on that video. Like I can make probably about 4 or 5 videos off of that video. Like, really. But you guys, I'm not. I got some clothes at the laundromat that I'm gonna go and take care of. I'm gonna come back with another video because, like I said, I've been really getting a lot of inspirational videos that I feel like I need to say. I feel like I need to put them out there and give. Uh, and so I'm going to do that. My cat is trying to jump up here on my computer. So I'm going to cut the video off, you guys. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Until the next video, we'll see you next time.